Hello and welcome to Immortal Realms Vampire Wars. It has just fully released, or actually a while ago it's fully released. Yeah, I kind of let that slip, unfortunately, but of course my extensive coverage of the game previously maybe tided you over until now, or maybe you've picked up the game for yourself. And speaking of that, if you would like to check out the game, there's a link in the description, as always. Otherwise, this is the full game, and I am extremely excited to see what it's all about, what has happened, what has changed, what has improved, and so on and so forth. So what we're going to do is we're going to play on the hardest difficulty, and we're going to be playing Nosfernus. I did play as the Dracul, and I also played as the Moroya previously, but I have only played on the hardest difficulty with the Dracul at this point. So playing with the Nosfernus is going to be a lot of fun, as they are all about rot and feeding and curses and all that sort of thing. And every single clan, if you don't know anything about Immortal Realms, is unique. They are very unique in their playstyles. Nosfernus has no passive income, but their units also have no upkeep, and feeding is basically the only way that they are going to be receiving any kind of resource. You can also choose between 4 different maps. We're going to be playing on the Nosfernus homeworld. And what do we want to do? Claim all the capes to claim all the keeps to win, or reach clan level 20 to win. Gather 1,000 blood before turn 160. We're probably going to gather 1,000 blood before turn 160, because claiming all the keeps is a little bit tedious, in my opinion. I feel like a more decisive victory condition will probably be more fun. Clan level 20, that will happen eventually anyway. So I don't know whether we would really want to go for that. So I think Blood Moon is pretty good, because most people will not be able to earn that fast. I'm talking about the AI here as well. So here we go. Iron Mode. Iron Mode is the hardest difficulty that you're going to get. As you can quite clearly see, this is the hardest possible. My blood gain is... I mean, you can also customize it however you want too. So yeah, anyway, we're going to be playing on Iron Mode, and let's start. Now, I haven't played on the hardest difficulty with the Nosfernus. I've only played on basically what is known as normal. And, well, this is going to be kind of interesting, because I had a lot of problems with the Dracul when I was playing on the hardest difficulty, because the upkeep of units and the generation of blood was so little that it was very difficult for the Dracul to get going. But once we got going, we were able to kind of pull it back a little bit. But yeah, anyway. Ooh, I love all these card animations. I feel like they're really, really nicely done. Okay, so we're going to be taking Thirst for Power. This is perfect. This is an absolutely wonderful card to have. Recruiting a unit for 25% less cost might be good too. And we probably also want to take all units heal for 40% HP. That sounds like a really good idea. Alright, so I start with 60 blood. So what I'm going to be doing initially is just using some blood to recruit things. Death Cultists, in my opinion, are basically the go-to thing to go for. We're going to be recruiting Nosfernus again. Death Cultists all over the place. We'll use Sacrifice to gain some blood points, of course. And I think my army is looking pretty good. I'm going to use Thirst for Power, so a couple of my people will gain some veterancy. That basically means that they're just that little bit better in combat, even though, personally, I don't really care whether Death Cultists die or not. Usually Death Cultists are meant to die because they provide you with mana upon their demise. So we're going to feed right here. Boom. We gain 27 blood from that. And I'm also going to be using Forced Migration right here, which also then gives me 2 population from my village back. Of course, villages having population actually doesn't even help you, because, of course, you don't have any upkeep. There's no upkeep, there's no wages, there's nothing. You have a completely static resource as the Nosfernus, and you're going to have to deal with that however you see fit. So how I see fit is we're just going to feed once again, and we'll then move on to the cave, and we'll recruit some people from there. So there we go. We've fed, and we've also completed our quest, which is going to give us 30 experience, which is basically pointless, because as we are playing on the hardest difficulty, experience is halved. So you gain, if I gain 30 experience, I actually only gain 15. So it's a pretty big deal. Pretty big deal. Okay, so we're going to claim this cave, and that's basically all I can do. So we're now going to move on. Yeah, by the way, so the game, if you don't know, progresses in phases of months and years. So basically how it goes is there are 4, well, shall we say seasons? It's more like seasons, I suppose. So basically it goes 4 seasons. It goes spring, summer, autumn, winter. And then upon winter ticking over, that goes to the next year. And every single year you get to select some new cards, and your villages and towns and so on, they all refresh their populations dependent on your upgrades in those places. So if you have a village that is fully upgraded, as you can see, my village is not upgraded at all. It has 0 pips on it. That basically means that it is the most basic village, and it will probably restore 1 or 2 population per year. And the maximum cap for the population is probably around the same. So it's going to be pretty awful. Oh, zombies. Oh, yeah. Give me some zombies. Thank you. I will definitely take those. Nice, nice. Okay, so let's continue onward. There's a town here, well, technically a city, and cities are fantastic to upgrade as soon as you possibly can, because if you upgrade them, you're going to be gaining even more, well, even more blood and even more, villagers to feed on as much as you possibly can. Now, bear in mind that you are going to have to claim territory in a very logical manner. You can't just skip ahead to some particular city or another and then just take it. You have to own the territory next to that to be able to do it. So anyway, my hero has now leveled up. And I think I'm going to be taking, personally, Rot. I think Rot is probably the most powerful ability that the Nosfernus have. Obviously, there are a number of other abilities that are really, really good, but I think this is the best. And I'm going to be taking this one. I have found in the past that damage is king in regards to pretty much everything. So I'm going to be taking 75 damage increase, and decay lasts for 6 turns. And if you don't know what decay does, that basically loses the health of the whoever is affected by this 15% of their max health every single turn. Super, super powerful in my opinion. So we're going to be taking this. There we go, claimed that, and we've also leveled up our clan. So if you wanted even more customization for your faction, then you also have this. And personally, I really want to go for the hunger immediately, and we're also going to be going for some other things as well. So for example, we're probably going to go for flesh devoured, we're going to go for the horror, we'll go for champions, and then we'll probably go for something else. Oh, the recruit action being free is perfect. So we might go for that, but then I need to go down a completely different route. So there's a number of different things that we want to go for, but it's going to be very difficult for me to get there at the moment. So we'll see how it goes, and maybe we can pull it off. Now, there are so many clans. Look at this. So many clans in the game right now, and we're going to have to fight them. Okay, so now here we go. This is our first year has passed, and we now get an opportunity to choose a ruling, and this ruling will last for the next 4 turns, as you can quite clearly tell by the text up here. So let's have a look. Blood income increased by 15%. Library costs 100% more. That's terrible for Nosfernus. This is pretty awful. Basically pointless in my opinion. And library cards cost 50% less. Library cards cost 75% less, and blacksmith cards cost 25% more. I'm going to take starved librarians. These are all terrible rulings, by the way. I personally feel like these are all awful. Unless you're playing with a library focus and you're wanting specifically to focus on libraries, then all of these are pretty awful. And obviously this is really good for the Drackle, because they are the only ones with an upkeep, technically. I mean, the Moroya do have an upkeep, but they mainly use mana to convert into blood. So yeah, you'll see if you end up playing the Moroya, or if I end up playing them, and then you see that. Anyway, let's have a look. Target ooh, that's actually really nice. Is it though? Is that nice? Maybe not. Maybe not. Okay. Gonna go for Shady Deal. Gonna go for Promotion. Inspire the Troops. All of those are fantastic. Gonna Feed. There we go. 54. Whoa. That is some insane stuff right there. And I am actually gonna go all the way over to the mana almost immediately. The mana is going to be extremely important to us right now. So manas, basically what they do is they will allow you to recruit additional lords. And that obviously means additional hero units. Feed action is now free. Definitely going to be taking that. Thank you very much. I'm also going to be using Inspire the Troops right now, so I gain 2 extra action points. Oh, going for a Wishing Stone might actually make more sense than going for the mana right now. So I'm actually going to do that. Wishing Stone is really good, because basically what a Wishing Stone will do is it will give you a choice between 3 different options, and the 3 different options can either be something extremely useful, like providing you with a massive amount of action points so you can continue to move around on the map, or it will give you something else like healing yourself or providing you with some other kind of benefit. Anyway, I'm going to use promotion right here to get my hero leveled up once more. As you can see, he has leveled up, and technically what I could do is I could go for I think I'm going to go for Sacrifice, because Sacrifice is really, really important in my opinion. And we're probably going to go for something like Range Increase. I think the Range Increase is super, super good. So we're going to go for the Range Increase. Claim the Wishing Stone. And Shady Deal is also going to be very important for us as well. Blacksmith items in this game, they are great. They are basically... if you have a really powerful hero, then you want to get blacksmith items as soon as you possibly can. They're really good. Anyway, here we go. Let's have a look. Okay. So unfortunately, we didn't get the action point one, but we do get the one that gives us +1 to veterancy rank to all of the units in our army, which is fantastic. That gives them just that little bit extra combat strength. Because as you can see, Kim Armstrong right here has 129 combat strength. We have 126. So we're actually lower than she is. And it might very well be that we are going to have some problems with her. But I'm going to try my best here. Obviously, the AI is going to be very dangerous. Going to claim this blacksmith. Going to use Shady Deal on the blacksmith so that we can get something that will most likely help us quite nicely. Or at least I hope so. Let's take a look at our guy here. Can I see his stuff? I need to see his abilities. There we go. Okay, so we get to see his abilities right here. So attacking a unit reduces all spell card cooldowns by 1. That's really powerful. That is really, really powerful. Okay, can use spells from the aspect of undeath. Is that it? That's all he has. He has literally nothing. So we need to give him as much power as we possibly can through items. So gaining 15% lifesteal or 10% regeneration, both of those are fantastic things to go for. I think I'm going to go for the regeneration, and I can't go for anything else, unfortunately. So we're just going to give that to him, and then he has equipped that to him, and that's going to be really nice. Okay, so we're going to be attacked in just a second, no doubt, and I am looking forward to this. This is our first... Are you not wanting to fight me? They are not wanting to fight. That is a mistake. That is a mistake. You definitely want to fight me right now. I mean, okay, maybe they don't. Maybe they don't want to fight me. This is actually very strange. I am extremely, extremely surprised about this. Okay, well, I guess I will just be moving on over to the manor and just getting another hero then. That seems to be the best course of action that I can take right now. Technically, what I could have done instead is I could have upgraded the blacksmith. And if I upgraded the blacksmith, then I would have been able to gain access to tier 2 items from the blacksmith. And tier 2 items are usually really, really powerful as well. They give you all kinds of really cool effects, like they make your hero unit ethereal, so they're able to pass through walls in battles, and so on. So it is very cool to have that happen. Okay, so I'm just going to take the quest, expand your forces, so in other words, recruiting things, and we're going to be turning someone. So this is actually a pretty important thing for us to do, and we need to choose someone that is actually going to be somewhat useful. And I think this one is probably going to be the most useful. Shadow Creature is really good, but I don't really like this one, to be honest. I like this one the most. It's a Ranger Captain. All archer units get 100% additional experience. Forest units have +1 veterancy as well. And all archer units in the army gain +2 initiative, can use spells from the aspect of command and 1 random aspect. In other words, rot. Basically, every single lord that I have, I want to be able to be combat proficient. And anytime I can get them with either necromancy or rot or blight or any of these, plague-based skills, that's basically what I want. So I'm going to be selecting this one. Eligio, join me, sir. Thank you very much. And I will be spawning him over here. And obviously, as we know, he has nothing. He has nothing at all. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to upgrade our keep and get Order Signed in Blood, which is going to give us +1 action point whenever a unit starts their turn at the keep, which he is going to be doing the next turn as well. And I'm going to be taking more Death Cultists. Death Cultists, in my opinion, are really, really good. They have magic attack, which means that it ignores armor. Of course, if anyone has magic protection, then it's not going to do that much. But the Death Cultists also do allow you a little bit of freedom in your mana usage. You're going to be able to use mana very, very liberally with Death Cultists by your side. So anyway, I'm thinking we're probably going to move here and then claim this and then feed, because I can do that for free now. So let's claim it, feed. We've upgraded our clan. We may be able to get tier 2 unit building upgrades, so I can get better units, better unit quality, but it is much more expensive. But I think that's probably going to be worth it, because in the end, tier of unit is really, really powerful. So hopefully we'll be able to do that. I'm going to be taking a blight upgrade here as well. Personally, I feel like what is better? Increase area to 3/3 or blight lasting for 4 turns. Personally, I feel like blight lasting for 4 turns is really good, because the cooldown of it is also 4. And if I can attack with my hero unit, as we've seen already, his unique skill is that when he attacks in combat, he reduces our spell cooldown by 1 turn, which is really amazing, because that means that I'll be able to have multiple blight areas on the battlefield at once. At least I hope that's how it's going to work. Anyway, this person is probably going to be coming down trying to take the blacksmith now, which is perfectly fine. I don't have a problem with them doing that if they want to. Although I didn't really want them to get any items. Okay, blood from feeding is increased by 15%. Definitely going to be taking that. Shady deal is perfect. Forced migration is great. Insurrection is great. 200 XP for the bloodline. That's really good as well. But I would probably only take that if you are playing a library-based build. So if you want to go for the clan legacy level getting to 20 and that victory condition, then you probably want to go for that. But I personally love insurrection. It allows you to claim something without actually being on that tile, which is really, really powerful in my opinion. So anyway, we're going to be now making our way over here. I think I'm probably going to be attacking after I make a brief stopover in the forest. I'm actually going to use forced migration right here and then use feed again so we can gain even more blood. And let's move on over to here. And I'm going to see what we can actually recruit here, because wraiths, they might actually be really good. They have magic protection and they also have heal, which is actually really useful. So I think what I'm actually going to do, should I? I'm actually not sure about that, because I would like to kill her if at all possible before she's able to purchase an item from this location. We have about the same combat strength, so it might make sense. Anyway, I'm just going to go over here real quick, and it might make sense for me to actually build an upgrade here as well. So let's get elite troops, and let's actually start getting Upir Stalkers. And then we're going to be able to increase our combat proficiency exponentially from this. And as you can see, we also gain 60 blood from that. Or at least we do actually gain 60 blood from that. I thought we would have that cut in half or something due to playing on the highest difficulty, but seems not. Anyway, let's take another one of these then. Look at that. Now, this guy is going to be super, super powerful very, very quickly indeed. And I'm very pleased about that. Okay, so otherwise, I think we're going to be attacking. Let's do it. Okay, it's going to be a close battle. Let's fight. I'm a bit worried about this. Let's just say I am a bit worried about this. I don't know whether we're going to be able to do it, but we will indeed find out. So, Okay, so Lord's Aspirations. So basically, aspirations are all about what you do in the actual battle itself. They can gain certain things. So for example, if I deal damage with cards, I will gain and indeed unlock certain benefits for various things in the battle. So in other words, my Lord, warriors, assassins, archers, casters, whatever, then they're going to be gaining some kind of bonus. As you can see, I have 3 here, and the enemy also has 3. And they need to deal damage, just regular damage. So they don't need to do anything specific with using cards or anything like that. There are all kinds of different aspirations, and they can change pretty much every single battle that you go in, as far as I'm aware. Otherwise, this should be pretty good for us, because Lord gaining 20% health, that's pretty nice. I'm pretty happy with that, to be honest. Okay, so otherwise, zombies, you're going to go on the front lines, people. And yeah, because they're tanks. They're tanks. They're literally going to be super, super hard to kill. Death cultists are not going to be on the front line, thank you. Well, actually, they probably will be, but I'm going to be a little bit more careful with them. The UPS Stalker as well will probably... this is blocking them off, isn't it? That's not very good. There's not that many avenues to go inside here, you know, into the actual battle itself, but we'll see how we do. We'll see how we do. Unfortunately, the opponent has a greater initiative rating than I do, so that's not particularly good. Sacrifice 50% health to gain 10 mana? What? That's a very, very expensive thing to go for right there. Okay, well, I'm going to be moving my guy up here, and I'm going to be using a Blight. I'm going to basically be using it around about... Ooh, don't really want to use it yet. That's the point. I would like to be able to use it as soon as possible. But maybe not just yet. I'm going to summon some zombies. And they're not going to be that useful just yet. But hopefully they will be useful relatively soon. Okay, so my Death Cultist can also move forward. Bear in mind that the Moroya... You do not want to move in to their range ahead of schedule. You want to leave them alone until they make a mistake, and then you pounce. That is the way that you deal with them, at least in my opinion, because I have played the Moroya before, and they're very clever in the way that they deal with things. Look at this. This is exactly what I'm talking about. They're not actually moving at all, which is kind of frustrating, to be honest, because if they move, then that's actually really good for us. Because basically what happens is, if you're a ranged unit and you move, you're not able to use your ranged attack immediately after moving. It seems like they are actually starting to move a little bit now. But not that much, and they're moving all into the same positioning, which is actually perfect, because then I'll be able to use Blight on all of them, and Blight will affect them all with Decay, and that is going to be super, super powerful for us. Okay, so I can move over here, which I probably want to do. As you can see, yeah, I can't do anything about that just yet. Okay, so let's move over here. And, oh, they are just asking to be blighted, aren't they? Look at this. This is perfect. Okay, we're going to place that round about there. Boom. Okay, so this area now, anyone that passes through this is going to get decay on them. I'm also going to be using Rot on the enemy's hero. As you can see right here, look at how much damage it does. It does so much damage. It is so crazy. And I'm also able to use the Ancient One's Will as well. So now, this is the reason why I'm mostly focusing on putting Decay on opponents. Target enemy that has Decay is dealt 100 damage. That's a significant amount of damage. And if the unit is destroyed, the cooldown is reset. Yeah, super powerful, isn't it? Yes, very, very powerful indeed. I'm actually going to move this guy back here. I think this is a regeneration fountain. Yes, it is indeed. And technically what I could do is I could now move my Death Cultists into position to attack these apprentices, and I think I'm actually going to be doing that. Even though this is probably not the best idea to do so, I'm going to do it purely for the fact that Death Cultists are expendable units that I really don't mind about losing. And if I can do a little bit of damage here and there, I really don't mind. I'm perfectly happy to do some damage with them and then see what happens. So, Death Cultists, yeah, you can move forward a little bit more. Technically, I wanted my zombies to move forward. but they're so slow that it's very difficult to utilize them, especially when you're up against a ranged menace like the Moroya. So yeah, okay, so I have a Necromancer here. The Necromancer actually has a really cool attack called Aimed Shot, and I'm actually able to use that from a very far distance away. Unfortunately, it is not that damaging, at least at the moment, but I am actually going to use it against this Fencer right here. There we go. Death Cultist has been killed. That's absolutely fine. We're gaining mana back. Every single time a Death Cultist group dies, we gain mana back, which is exactly what I want. Okay, so that's fine. That is all very well and good. Let's move our zombies up. And let's move the zombies again. And again. There we go. Alright, so yeah, now anytime an enemy uses an ability, like for example the aim shot right there, anytime they use an ability on zombies, that's a wasted ability. That is completely wasted. They really should not have done that. That is just not a good idea. Anyway, we have an enemy unit here that I can potentially attack. Oh, I really wish I had Rot right now, but I unfortunately do not. So I'm actually wondering what I could do here. I could do destroy target unit below 33% health. They gain decay for 1 turn. I mean, technically I could do that over here, but they're not underneath 33% health, so it basically makes no sense. So I will just attack normally. That's absolutely fine. Again, if they target zombies, that is basically the ideal scenario. I'm going to be killing the enemy hero now with Rot, and there you go. Done. She's dead, so now she can no longer use any of her spells or abilities, which is exactly what we want. So that is great. And what else do we want to do here? Well, I'm basically just going to leave this unit by itself. And we are now just going to continue targeting things. I don't really, as I've said before, Death Cultists, if they want to get themselves killed, I'm perfectly happy with that. I will use these... Wait a minute, should I... I'll use these Death Cultists, actually, to attack this Mystic over here, because the less health a unit has, the less damage they do. So anytime you can reduce someone's HP, it is going to be a win for you in the overall damage department. So that's going to be really good. Okay, so yeah, that's absolutely fine. We are now back at full mana. I think we already had full mana, actually, but oh well, who's counting, really? It's absolutely fine. And we're just going to continue moving forward. And we'll move over here. I basically want to move in such a way so that pretty much every single time I move, we are moving into a lot of range with the opponent. Because if we can move into range all the time, or as much as we possibly can, it is going to provide so many more targets for the opponent to shoot at. And while that may not seem like something you really want, it actually does help out quite a bit. I'm actually going to use Corpse Explosion here, even though that might deal some damage to me. No, it actually doesn't deal any damage to me. Okay, so that's actually perfect, because that means that I'll be able to flank around right here. And next turn, oh yeah, the pain is coming. The pain is coming. So hopefully they won't kill me in that time, because they might very well just turn around and basically be like, oh, you know, I'm going to shoot you now. And hopefully they're not going to do that. Anyway, I'm going to stand on this little power-up right here. And that's basically going to give me the opportunity to teleport. You can use this as a teleport, as you can see right here. Grants the ability teleport, which lets the unit disappear and reappear at a distant tile. Super, super useful. Going to use my aimed shot against these gargoyles, because these gargoyles are really, really good and protective against armor, but not so much against magic. So anytime you can use a magic attack against them, that is a good way to go. Although spells cast against it do heal them. So you've got to be a bit careful, because they have a lot of armor, and they do heal when spells are cast on them, but if you use magic attacks against them, then they don't take, you know, they take good damage from that. So anyway, we're going to probably just try to gang up on these guys, I guess, a little bit. My guy is taking quite a bit of damage, which is somewhat unfortunate. There are 2 people that can attack. Those 2. Are they going to be attacking me? They could potentially kill me, actually. So I think I might want to use Sacrifice on the Death Cultists. We might want to do that. Or we could use it on one of these guys in the back here. Okay. Probably on the Death Cultists. There we go. And then we're going to gain back all of that HP, which is exactly what we want. Okay, so now, what does this do? Sacrifice, oh no, that doesn't make any sense. Okay, that's absolutely fine as well. Okay, so let's just continue attacking over here. Try and reduce their HP. As you can see, they have 3 pips, and every single time you reduce their health below one of those pip levels, that will then reduce their damage by 33%, as far as I'm aware. Okay, so that zombie's dead. Nice. Look at this. They basically wasted their turn right there. They wasted it completely. That is fantastic. Okay, so let's use Blight on these enemies here. Okay, that is... is this actually immune? Is this person immune to Blight or something? It seems like it. Seems like it's not actually working for them. Okay, well, whatever the case, I'm going to use Rot on this one. And we're actually going to be straight up just attacking this gargoyle. Just get him out the way. Boom. So then our Stalker can move forward and hopefully do... Yes, there we go. Kill that. Thank you very much. Perfect. Okay, zombies continuing to take damage. Perfectly fine. And we also have Necromancy that we can, of course, do as well, which I will probably do. And let's do some more damage against the gargoyles. By the way, if you can kill any unit with the Necromancer, and you can actually get a killing blow with it, then the Necromancer will automatically summon some random unit. So it could be skeletons, ghosts, or zombies, as far as I'm aware. And that will provide you with a fighting unit for a little bit of time. I think it also comes up at a slightly lower max health percentage. So it's not going to be super powerful or anything. But it's just good to know anyway. Okay, so I'm going to go and I'm going to kill this. Ooh, almost dead, almost dead. It has decay on it now, though, so shouldn't have to worry about that too much. Going to do some damage to the Elder, or should I do damage to this? I think it still has decay on it, so it should die next turn, maybe? Maybe? I'm actually not sure about that, but what I am going to do is going to move here, and then I'll use Ancient One's ability, Ancient One's will, as you can see, on... That's not even worth it, to be honest, is it? That is not really worth it. Okay, I'm just going to attack with this Stalker over here. Yeah, as you can see, it's going to deal a little bit of damage. But oh, here we go. Get an opportunity to see the summoning. Oh, yeah, look at that. Look at that. We summoned some ghosts. Nice. Okay, so that's really cool. And we can now move on with our little zombies. Okay, so I'm just going to use Rot against the Elder right here. And just kill it. Boom. And then I should be able to basically clean up. I can pretty much clean up. So let's kill this with the Stalker. Boom. And then I think aim shot will finish off the last one. Nice. There you go. Okay, so that was a pretty much perfect battle. We had no problems whatsoever. Well, basically every single unit that died was pretty much sacrificed for our victory. And I mean, they're all death cultists and zombies, and that's really not a big deal. Any single time you can lose death cultists and zombies, perfectly fine, no problem at all right there. So now next turn I'll be able to capture the blacksmith once again and use Shady Deal once more to get another item, hopefully, and we'll also hopefully be able to bring up more units for us to use in our new army, and he's going to be gaining so much combat strength from that. Anyway, that's going to be it for this episode. If you'd like to check out the game, there's a link in the description. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.